Hi, I'm Michael from the Sylvan Printery, and in this week's video I would like to take you with me as I embark on my journey to learn the wonderful art of letterpress printing. From making the photopolymer plates, cutting out our paper stock, and combining everything together to make a wonderful print. Before we start, if you could do me a huge favour and like the video and subscribe to my channel, it would really help out. Thank you. We make our negatives using our large format Epson printer and some special film used in the screen printing industry. This is not the best way to stick the film down, but I don't know how much longer I will have to wait to get my applicator squidgies, so this will have to do. Pesky little bubbles. We have a special machine that allows us to process our photopolymer plates. First we harden the areas left exposed by our negative with a UV light. You really should do photopolymer work in a dark room, but I have found the fluorescent light globes we have don't emit enough UV to cause any discernible difference in the outcome. The unhardened areas are then washed out by the scrubbing mechanism on the top of the machine. I use a cheap weed killer spray bottle to get any gunk off from the plates before I sponge the excess water off. I would blow it off with compressed air, but my compressor is at my workshop for the foreseeable future. The remaining water is baked off in the heated compartment. To finalise the process and get the plate to printing hardness, we give it a final cure under the UV light. Here I am applying a German-made offset adhesive so I can stick the plates to my boxcar base. I am being a little cheap here and cutting out the different coloured words. I would not do this for client work as it limits the impression depth, but with no income for the foreseeable future, I have to pinch every penny. Spending time to make sure the plate is square to the base makes registration on the press much easier, but not quite as fun as measuring once and cutting twice. I acquired this TC Thompson & Son guillotine from an elderly gentleman who had purchased a newer electrical unit so he wouldn't tire himself out before he got to do his printing. I want to keep things as authentic as possible, even if it does mean losing a few fingers. Hector helps out by stock taking the scraps to make sure we aren't going over our wastage KPIs. Still not up to printing yet. First we have to set up the press. These gloves are indispensable. No matter what I do, I manage to get ink everywhere. Don't say it, I know, this is way too much ink. You literally need a pea-sized amount, so like 1/10 of what I used. I print onto a dummy sheet so I can easily position my make ready and also quickly work out where to place my gauge pens. Well, relatively quickly anyway. And now at long last we can finally start printing. Well, kind of. It took me quite a while to be able to feed consistently and not stall out the press. Apparently I'm not as coordinated as I'd like to have believed. After all that hassle to make just a few bookmarks, it's time to clean up the press. I use a special water miscible press wash that is more environmentally friendly and better for the rollers than kerosene or other chemicals that used to be used. Apparently it's more friendly for yourself as well, though it has the downside of not being quite as sniffable. So as you can see, letterpress printing isn't mainly printing. It's in fact all the setup and all the pack up. But all that effort is worth it because the end result is an amazing looking print. They are also all double-sided, which is pretty cool. Hector, if you got some thumbs, you could help out. What? You don't think that's a good idea?